Get the comfy chair!
Welcome to this episode of The Good, The Bad and the Odd. We're your host, Michael Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
Right, comfy chair. We haven't done one in a little while. We've both got quite a long list, I think, so we're going to kind of keep them mostly brief, I guess. But you never know, do you? Sometimes we get something interesting to talk about. We'll see how it goes. Right, do you mind if I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Project Hail Mary. Both the book and the film. I went to see the film, a month ago. It was pretty good. It was kind of almost kiddie level, kiddie kind of sci-fi in that children could watch it. It wasn't childish. It was suitable for children, and they kind of probably like it because it was mostly Ryan Gosling and the puppet. It was a bit like Silent Running, right? You know, that one where Bruce Dern talked to the two little robots. They do the gardening.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that, but this one's much more of a, got a soul, save the world kind of thing. The book too was pretty good. I read the book before I saw the film. I just felt I'd heard the book was really good, but I have to say, while I was reading it, I was thinking this is really similar to The Martian, not realizing it's the same author, which is so stupid.
Yeah.
But I did realize at the end, that's why. So yeah, if you like The Martian, either the book or the film, you're gonna probably like the book or film of this. So yeah, decent sci-fi, not groundbreaking or spectacular, but reasonably entertaining. A little over long. I feel like it could have lost 15, 20 minutes here and there, but it wasn't overly so. So it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, recommend. What's yours?
Okay, so my first one is a TV show. Well, a TV show that we've also watched part of. I finally got around to watching season 4 and 5 of Star Trek Lower Decks.
Okay.
These are surprisingly good, and they started digging a lot around actual Star Trek lore, not like
I'm
stuff.
a bit behind on Lower Decks. I didn't realise there was a fifth season, even, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to catch up now.
You'll actually get it a lot more because now you've watched Deep Space Nine. There's a whole episode all about not Deep Space Nine itself, but Rom and Lita, a big part of the episode.
That's
from
cool.
DS9.
Oh, well, that's just a happy coincidence, right? Oh, well. Oh, awesome. Yeah. So, yeah, love Lower Decks. It just makes me out. Riker is a nutcase.
Yeah.
On the occasion.
And they do a great bit where they tie it back to the original Lower Decks episode from TNG.
Oh, nice! Which is quite an unusual episode, isn't it? Yeah, that's kind of cool. You know what? I might have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to catch up.
I'm kind of skirting around saying like some of the plot lines just because I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's a lot. And have you watched Voyager yet, or were you going to watch Voyager?
I need to start, but I am starting in about 2 weeks.
Okay,
I might watch the first couple, and then I'll at least understand what I've got a reasonable idea. I think I know what.
Yeah, it's you get the gist, but there's some bits where there is one where they are escorting the Voyager as a museum back to Earth. So, and it's just a lot of references to stuff in Voyager.
Okay, so yeah. I don't know any of the characters apart from Janeway, for example. I don't know a single character in Voyager apart from... and 7 and 9, of course.
So, there is a joke I think you will like, because there's... a character from Voyager shows up, Tom Paris. But he's played by the same actor that plays Locarno in that one episode. In the show, in both shows, and there's just a bit where Boimler and what's his name, Rutherford, are just looking at him, and goes like, "Is that Locarno?" It's like, no, that's Tom Paris. It's like that looks like Locarno. I don't see it. I don't see it, man.
Yeah. I do like Lower Decks. I'm also a big fan of that weird Strange New Worlds Lower Decks crossover episode, which is a Strange New Worlds episode. I think it's fantastic. I think they do it really well.
TOS, those old scientists, right?
Yes. So, and they're kind of meeting.
Oh,
everyone they meet is like a legend to them, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah, they
Uh,
sort of mentioned that while they're on. I think it's on the while they're on the Voyagers. Like, man, we're kind of walking with history here. It's like, yeah, it's like that time with the Enterprise that we're not supposed to talk about. But
yeah,
carry on past it.
that's it. That's
So,
it. You know what? It's been so long since I watched Slower Decks. I think when I go back to it, I'm just going to watch it from the beginning again because it's
mm.
super easy to watch, very
Oh yeah, it just
enjoyable.
rolls fast.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's fun. It's so fun.
mm,
So yes, and I mean it's heavily TNG sort of related
mm,
series, isn't it? And
yeah.
it just works really well. I thought all Star Trek except one series was cancelled. I don't know where I got that idea.
Well, no. So season 5 is the final
Oh,
season.
okay, right,
Like
okay.
it's the
Oh, so
last.
if I watch it, it's a
Yeah, that's
complete
it. That's
watch.
it.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
done.
Cool, cool.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Good animation too, but very funny. And
yeah.
if you like your Star Trek, you're gonna like it, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Oh,
I
there's
imagine
one.
some purists are like,
Yeah, yeah. People are not fan of this, but there is one bit I will say. Do you remember in TNG they have those weird like exercise outfits for Troy and Crusher?
Yes, when they're doing aerobics, kind of, well, whatever
Yeah,
the
they
23rd
do
century.
like that, but yeah.
Yes.
So there's a bit where they get Shax, who's the Bajoran muscle guy, who's like head of security,
Yeah.
and the number one, who's Ransom. That's his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Both massive muscular guys, and they put them in those outfits doing the
Nice.
exercise. So apparently,
Uh,
that's just the outfit for those that exercise now.
wow. 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 Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
great bit.
my next one is a TV show too. It's a
Mm,
British TV show, so it's on an iPlayer, and it's called Small Profits. It came out recently,
mm,
about 6 months ago, maybe a bit longer. Profits, Prophets.
okay.
Um, it's an odd, it's kind of fantasy and elements to it, though it's set in real life. There's an encounter with something fantastic. I'm not sure how much. I won't spoil it. However, what I will say is it's a charming show. It's made basically it's the brainchild of Mackenzie Crook, who does star in it, but only as a small minor character.
Mm,
But he kind of wrote, and he was also responsible for The Detectorists, which is another
okay.
great show from the BBC. Not many people have seen, but it's a charming, fun show about guys who their hobby is using their metal detectors in fields all over the place, right? And you know, it's their trials and tribulations. Small Profits goes a bit more fantastic. So there's some actors that were in. The main actor in Small Profits was one of the side character, lesser characters in the Detectorists, and he
Mm,
delivers in this, and it's quite heartwarming. It's got a lot of heart, and it's kind of fun, and it's kind of funny seeing him. He's got a job he just couldn't give a crap about, but he likes helping people. So when people actually need help, he works in a DIY store, right? So when people actually need help, he'll help them, right? But when customers are a bit snotty to him, he does not give a monkeys, right? And
mm,
it's kind of funny that way. For example, this woman, elderly woman, comes in and she says, "I need a birdhouse." He goes, "I'm sorry, we don't do a birdhouse." Then there's the thing. This is, tell you what, love, go shopping, come back, and he goes off and makes a birdhouse
oh, nice.
for her from the wood and the place. And he says, it's gratis, and all this. So he's that kind of guy, right?
Mm,
So very likable. Yeah, good show. 6 episodes in and out.
mm,
It's set up to have a season two. I know. I don't see it. I believe it was successful, and a lot of people were talking about it when it came out. So I've got no reason to think season two will arrive at some point. But
mm.
currently, it's on the airplane.
Okay.
So that's mine. What's
Yeah.
yours?
So my next one is another TV show. I blocked this into like TV shows, then video games, then movies.
Okay.
So I got another TV show, Scrubs season 10, which has recently started re-airing. They had like
Is
a
this
something like
the newest season, or is
yeah,
this
it's the newest season, the one that they're putting out
okay?
right now. Well,
Yeah. So
they
what was the
finished
gap
it.
between this and nine?
It was something like 20
Oh,
years.
it's a long one, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a
long
long
one.
old wait, and
Yeah.
they don't even count season 9 as canon.
Okay.
Because so
Have they
if you
caught the
watch,
spirit of it then? Is it, do you feel like,
yeah,
oh, if you like nine, you're like, yeah, sorry, if you like
if
the
you like,
earlier seasons, you're like 10.
yeah. The one thing I will say is Scrubs never really shied away from death in its
Yeah,
episodes because it's set
yeah,
in a hospital.
yeah,
It never really shied away from death and would frequently use it as like a gut punch.
yeah.
No one really dies in this show anymore. Like a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
people get bad news, but like that's the last we see of them. But a lot
Mm.
of times in the original
So
show,
it's gotten a bit
yeah,
softer then, right?
yeah,
It's
it's softened up a bunch.
someone somewhere's made a decision that they're gonna
Yeah,
not
and considering
fight to
that
that.
the guy in the Bill Lawrence, the guy who makes it, in the interim made Ted Lasso, I can understand he feels a bit, he may be a
Yeah,
bit
when
like,
you get older, you maybe don't want to talk about that sort of thing, perhaps. So
yeah,
it's the same creators as Ted Lasso, or
yeah.
similar. Wow, I really like Ted
Bill
Lasso.
Lawrence is
Uh,
the guy.
Scrubs is one of those ones that I quite like when I watch, but I've never really thought I want to watch that from beginning
Hmm.
to end. But it's a good one for dipping, though,
Yeah,
I find.
and
Um,
actually on the subject of renewals, Ted Lasso fourth season trailer just got released. We'll say that.
yeah, I got
And
an email saying it's August it's out or something, I
mm,
think. Yeah.
yeah, and Scrubs about an hour ago got announced that it got renewed again.
Oh, okay,
So
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 Scrubs
yeah,
has got a
so
season
there's
11.
gonna be more coming.
Cool, cool, cool,
So
cool. Um, okay, my next one is a film I went to see at the cinema about a month ago. I think it's on VOD now. So talking
mhm.
about it, I'm not talking in limbo. I think you can get, you can get video on demand for this. It's The Bride! Exclamation mark. A kind
Hmm.
of modern reworking update of about The Bride of Frankenstein.
Okay,
Um, and the bride is played by Jessie Buckley, who also plays um, uh, Mary Shelley
hmm.
in a spirit form, like talking
Oh,
to us about her creation and how it needs to go on, and there's more to the story. And
okay,
Jessie Buckley is fantastic as both. As to be said, she is really good. And Christian Bale is the creature.
okay,
Um, and it's about their adventures, and it's basically um, this is set in like the 1920s in America.
okay.
So sometime after, it's treating the whole thing as a real thing, and the
Hmm.
creature is kind of immortal, or certainly lives for a very long time, doesn't age,
Yeah.
and he recruits someone's assistance to make him a bride, in essence.
Okay.
Um, and Jessie Buckley, when she is reanimated, has no memory, and so the creature can say, "Yeah, we were married," So there's a bit of gaslighting. There's, and it's essentially a weird love story, a weird, really weird love story. And I like actually Mary Shelley right at the beginning says something, and it might be I might have this wrong. It might have been near the end or something like that. But she says this. This is a strange tale, and starts talking about the nature of the tale. She goes, but most terrifying of all, it may be a love story. And
Yeah, that's a
it
nice
goes on.
gothic line. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very gothic, actually.
Hmm.
And it's kind of funny in that it references all sorts of Frankenstein stuff that you would not expect it to reference. Let's just put it that
Okay.
way. Um, it's its tone is all over the place, though.
Hmm.
Really, really weirdly toned is this film. It reminded me a little of the Joker Folie à Deux
Okay.
movie, which is also a love story. Lady Gaga is your Harley Quinn to the Joker.
Hmm.
But that fell on its ass big time, didn't it, in terms of critical acclaim?
Yeah,
People hated
I've not
it
seen either of
because
the Joker films, really.
um, I like the first one a lot because it just riffs on a lot of 70s movies in a quite direct way. For example, Taxi Driver or
Hmm.
King of Comedy, things like that. A lot of Scorsese stuff, weirdly. But the second one is just all over the place. I kind of like it, but I can see it's a fail as a film. Sorry, I'm talking about Joker Folie à Deux right now.
Yeah.
The Bride works better, but it still has problems.
Hmm.
And some people might find it quite unsatisfying. and I can see why, but I kind of want to watch it again. But I have to say, Jessie
Okay.
Buckley is amazing in it. She is a good actress anyway. I've seen her in several things. She does some horror films. She's in a horror film called Men, for example, where she's really good. She's just a very good actress, and she's got a very iconic look as the bride.
Okay.
Um, and her hair is almost Elsa Lanchester, Bride of Frankenstein, like,
Yeah.
for example.
Okay.
Um, and it's Annette Bening is the scientist stroke person that helps bringing this all about. And I kind
But
of
yeah,
like
Doctor
it.
Pretorius.
She is that kind. I think
Uh,
that's not a name, but the name is very similar to that kind of
okay.
classical illusion. But I can't remember what it is now. But yeah, good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And honestly, I laughed my head off in places. Some of the references, like I cannot believe they referenced that.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. Christian Bale's very good as the creature too, really good.
Good.
So I liked it all the way down.
Mm.
But it's a complex film. I think it's an onion film. There's lots of things you can peel away, and
Mm.
rewatches. I think change my view. It might be, oh yeah, this is a classic, or it might be, actually this is rubbish. I don't know without
Mm.
watching. Do you know what I mean? I just don't know.
Okay.
But I do know I quite enjoyed it. The first, I gave it a 4 out of 5. Right.
Okay.
And my feeling is it's not going to stay at 4 out of 5. It's either going to go up or down when I watch it
Okay.
again. That's my feeling on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I quite liked it. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, so my next one is actually something ongoing. I've really been, I've talked about over a few comfy chairs. I'm now on to Buffy season 6. So again, Buffy. I'm not gonna spoil a lot, but it's still really good. Like I quite enjoyed
Yeah,
it. A few
yeah,
people consider it a bit of a downer.
yeah.
This season, like it's just
There's
depressing.
some
There
dark
are a
stuff. Well, there's
lot.
dark elements in
Yeah,
season.
there's a lot of dark stuff here, but a lot of people think the quality goes down too. I didn't really see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, I would not agree with that at all. I think the quality stays all the way through Buffy,
Mm,
personally. And I have myself only rewatched it. Sorry, not rewatched. Watched it for the first time recently. I
mm,
finished it about a year ago, I think. But
okay.
I thoroughly my feeling was, and I think we've talked about this, and you have a different view. My feeling is the first 2 seasons are very lightweight and okay to kind of watch, but don't really grab me. But then it gets its heart for me in season 3, and then it keeps it. It keeps it all the way to the end. That's how I felt about it.
Hmm,
But I would not agree. Season 6 was it degraded in quality at all. Oh,
okay.
I agree with you, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm saying I enjoyed that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it does go to dark places. Yeah, we'll talk about Buffy when you finish season 7. Maybe we'll just do a show about Buffy, right?
Mm,
Where
yeah.
we'll make it spoiler filled. But I'll be a bit rusty because I watched it over a couple of years.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be quite hazy on the first few seasons,
Mm,
at least. But I can Google and remind myself
yeah.
of. Oh yeah, that was the season where this was the big bad,
Yeah.
and season number that was the big bad, and so on. Oh, and that this character came in, all that.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of vague on when did this character appear, when did this character change, things like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. So you're gonna get to the 7. You're
Yeah,
gonna,
we're currently a few episodes into 7, but I'm not gonna really I wasn't really talking about that because I've not finished it yet, so I can't
yeah,
spoil that.
yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
sounds good. Yeah, great. All right. Okay, back to me.
Hmm.
I am going to talk about a book. Now, I was inspired to read this book because there was a TV series, a new BBC series, doing an adaptation of it, which kind of like, right, I quite like that TV show, but I'm not sure it's exactly like the book. They've changed some of the elements. I want to reread the book. And it's one of those books I used to reread and reread when I was a teenager. I really liked it. It was one of those. I had 3 books I'd read over and over again when I was a teenager. This one, June, and 1984. Right.
Okay.
What a fun teenage.
Yeah.
And the one I'm talking about is Lord of the Flies, William Galt,
Okay.
Lord of the Flies. I just think it's a great book, right? It's not my favorite book. In fact, none of those 3 are my favorite book, but they're books I do read over and over because A, I think they're great books, and B, I think they've got important messages. They inform you about the human condition really strongly, all three books. And I think it's worth reminding yourself, though I don't know, having a belief about the human condition based on Lord of the Flies in 1984 is probably not
Yeah, that's
healthy.
not a good read. Like that's not a good
But
look.
that's me, right? That's me. That's
Yeah.
my nature. And I'm not.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. So yeah, but Lord of the Flies, a fantastic read, and it goes like lightning, dark as hell, black as pitch, really. And there's entire generations of British school children that were forced to study it and read it, so they all know it, and they're all probably sick of it because of that. I was one of those people that like went in, I went with it, right?
You
And
were
I,
probably like, yeah, blood violence, yeah.
yeah, this is truth.
Kid's
Yeah,
head on a stick,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I thought it was a marvelous reread. I really enjoyed it. In fact, I consumed it in Audible. A very good version. Written, spoken by Martin. I've forgotten his name. It'll come back to me. It was very good. British,
Okay.
actor.
Yeah.
Did a very good version.
Mm.
But yeah, and characterized the different voices very
Martin
well. So it's
Sheen?
Martin, no, it's before his time.
Okay.
um, um, uh, he's more known for comedy. Oh, I'm not. I don't really want to get stuck on this. And Audible's given me Lord of the Rings for some reason.
Ah,
But now I've googled it. It was. I bet it's not Martin Jarvis. Is
okay.
an actor you wouldn't
Not
know.
familiar at all.
I know him as being in a cheat. Well, I know him from several things, but I do remember him being in a really cheesy Peter Davison Doctor Who, where he was like an evil, basically a Nazi captain,
Okay.
right? But it wasn't the Nazis; it was some space race that were like the Nazis,
Okay.
kind of that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
Usual
he's
fare.
often in a lot of comedy stuff from the 70s, right? Anyway, it was a good version. It's just a great book. Yeah. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, so my next one is a new video game that recently came out by the name of Vampire Crawlers. This is a game about dungeon crawling while hunting vampires, but it's actually a deck building game. So you get cards that are like whips, stakes,
Oh, okay.
garlic, that sort of thing. And
Okay, that sounds fun.
you get every turn, you get like a mana pool, and you can cast and you can combo the cards into each other. So if you play in like number order of cost, they the damage that they cause increase or the effect increases.
I see.
It's a really good like good flow. Like you can just play
Do you
it.
play against the computer or do you play against other people?
You play against a computer.
Okay, right. So you can stop and start a game as you like then.
Yeah.
One of the benefits of playing against a computer,
Mm.
right? Okay. Is it a simple visuals? Is it?
Yes, it's pixel core
Okay,
sort
so
of
it's
artwork.
calling back to 8-bit. It's
Yeah, the
okay.
whole so it's a spin-off of a game called Vampire Survivors,
Okay.
and where that game is based heavily on the Castlevania games,
Oh yeah.
which are mostly pixel art
Okay.
games.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the sort of aesthetic you should go in expecting. Vampire
Okay.
Survivors also a really good game,
Okay.
so I do highly recommend
What's
that.
it on the PC?
It's on basically everything. It's
All
one of those,
platforms.
yeah.
All platforms. Okay, cool. I'll have to Google and have a look at some of the artwork. I quite
Mm,
like the 8-bit. Some of these games to go back to 8-bit because they're fun, right? They just run
mm,
nice and everything. Right. Next
mhm.
one for me is a TV series, a comedy TV series. I haven't watched in years, but it was like one of the great series when it came out. One of those
Mm.
everyone talks about, especially if you were young. And it's the young ones. It's the young ones.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, now, I remember the first series come out and it blew people's minds because it was kind of so it was an alternative comedy under that banner. But if you watch it back now, it's just people fighting about and hitting each other and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? It's
It's
just
just
they
slapstick.
avoid the
Yeah.
crass jokes of the previous kind of comedy. Is that
Mm.
though they still have their crash jokes.
Yeah.
However, what I
Avoid
will
crass
say is,
jokes is not something I'd consider saying about Rick Mail or Lee Edmondson.
yeah, rewatching now, what I'm thinking is, wow, season one's really slow and not that funny, and it's quite weird. And
Mm.
it was funny because it was fresh and just so different.
Mm.
Season two is where all the good jokes are, right? All
Okay.
the good stuff's in season two.
I
For
was going to
me,
do
I
like a
was
bit
watching it
about.
and it was like, wow, this is like, when you people who love Monty Python, they quote all this stuff. They quote the good sketches. There's a load
Mm.
of terrible sketches in Monty
Yeah.
Python, right? And what I was thinking is, wow, season one of the Young Ones is like someone put all the bad sketches from Monty Python into one show, and season two is like they put all the good sketches into one show. Season two rocks,
Okay.
absolutely rocks. But season one is just a bit odd. There are some great jokes, don't get me
Mm.
wrong, but it really. If you were to
Falls a
just
bit
watch
flat.
season one, you'd be like, "How was this?" Big. If you were to watch, so
Yeah.
someone who didn't grow up
Grow up.
with it and were to watch it in retro, you'd go, "What the hell?" But season two is just damn funny, right?
Mm.
And they cut down the weirdness a bit. There's like lots of weird little asides and all sorts. Um, but Aid Edmonds, they're all great. They're all great.
Mm.
But Rick and Abrams would often do their dangerous brothers shtick, which was their characters before the young ones, where they're just doing violence to each other,
Yeah,
setting each
they
other
just beat the
alight,
shit
and
out of each other.
yeah, which we see in Bottom.
Mm.
I have to say, Bottom's way more consistent. Bottom's kind of funny from beginning to end, right? All three
Yeah.
seasons of that are funny, and the stage shows. But the young ones, it's patchy. Let's put it that way.
Mm.
Well, say that season two isn't patchy. Season one is definitely patchy.
Mm.
But it's kind of funny because it's about student life. So if you remember student life, they're saying they're saying let's be the. At one point, they can't get any money together to clean their clothes. It goes, let's be the dirtiest students in the world and never wash our clothes again. And one of them says, "What do you mean again?" It's things like that, right?
Yeah.
And there's also a musical interlude in every episode, so it's kind of fun. Use Madness pop up or this
Yeah.
band from the 80s that are quite a good band, but no one's ever talked about. Episode one of season two has Ace of Spades. So it absolutely rocks, right?
Yeah.
So you can imagine. Yeah. I'm glad I rewatched. I am going to go on to the series they did after the other ones, which is a Bottom. They did a series called Filthy Rich and Cat Flap, which was three of the four young ones in a
Yeah.
different show. And there is Rick Mail is much more like the Richie from Bottom.
Mm.
He plays like a failed actor who still thinks he's famous, called Richie Rich, right? And
Okay.
Ed is his minder, so it's a quite like that Bob, right?
Mm.
But yeah, it's good to rewatch, but season two is where it really rocks. Season two is just straight out funny,
Mm.
one of the great seasons of comedy TV, in my opinion. Anyway,
Mm.
back to you.
Okay, my next one is another video game. This one's a sort of group cooperative one, so you're all working towards the same objective. It's called The Headliners. Now, the premise is that you are a reporter in a city where that's one, at war, and two, weird things are happening. And you got to go around taking pictures of it.
Yeah,
Uh, so you wander out, you get dropped off by your helicopter, you wander into a place, and there's just a face hugger that launches and latches onto one
a
of you.
face hugger.
Yeah. So you just quickly take a picture and then pull it off them and then throw
Right.
it, like kill it. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, you got a good score for your picture. You got an alien, you got someone in trouble, and you got one of your coworkers in there. But
Yeah.
yeah, the whole premise is you take more pictures and there's more weird stuff that happens. At one point, me and my friends, we got out of this building and there was just a giant Godzilla monster just outside. We just had to run away from that for a while.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
Right.
I do highly recommend it, but I feel like it's going to be one of those games where it's like if you've not got friends to play it with, you don't really need to bother. Like watch some
Right.
footage of it because it is like a proper cooperative
So
experience.
yeah, you need co-op. You need co-op.
Yeah.
What's it on PC or everything?
PC at the moment, though I think it's going the idea is to get it to everything.
Okay, cool. My next one is one you've talked about, and you actually got me juiced to watch it again, and I finally did. It's the movie True Lies. So we won't talk about it much because you talked about it, and what you said is about right. I think what you said
Yeah.
Feels
Well,
right, but
the hour-long abuse arc.
yeah, wow, so weird. I think it's even longer than that, but I just
Yeah.
like all the elements. Tom Arnold is this
Mm.
sidekick in this, and he can be quite annoying, that fella. He kind
Mm.
of like, why is he in stuff? But actually, in this, he's really good. He really
Mm.
works well as his sidekick saying, come on, but where he thinks his wife's cheating on him, he's like, welcome to the club. Now, you could be with the rest of us and all this. And Arnie's like getting really annoyed.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton is a great shit heel as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, really enjoyed this one. It is properly goofy,
Mm.
but it's basically James Cameron doing James Bond, right?
Mm.
In it, or things something like that.
Yeah.
And I quite liked it. I also really like Charlton Heston as the boss. The
Mm.
equivalent to M. He made me, massive eye patch and scars on his face. This isn't blowing anything up my skirt, gentlemen, or something like that. He says at
Mm.
one point because they can't get all the evidence they need. Um, but yeah, a good fun film. Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnie really spark off each other.
Yeah.
She is excellent. She is
Yeah.
really good in this. But we knew she was good in comedies. We've seen her in Trading Places and
Mm.
such like, right? Yeah, very, very, very enjoyable. Liked it a lot. Back to
Mm.
you.
Okay, so my next one is another multiplayer game. It's called Super Battle Golf. Now it's a golf game where you can just beat the tar out of your competing players with with your golf clubs. So if you're behind and you want to like mess someone up, yeah, you could just go do that for a bit. But it's a very fun, very cartoony game. That again, you're gonna need a few friends to play with. But yeah, it is really enjoyable. Very good for like rage induction. People get mad very easily on that game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds goofy. PC or
Yes, I'm
everything?
playing it on PC.
Okay. Super Battle Golf. Right. What's it like? Is it 8-bitty or is it?
No, it's to describe it like this, but it's kind of like corporate clip art. It's a 3D game,
Yeah,
but you're playing as like little cartoony people, not like high definition people. So
yeah. Right. My next one is a movie. I'm not sure when it was made. I'm going to Google it, but it's basically set in. You know what? I think it was made during World War Two, and it's set in World War Two.
okay,
It's called Went the Day Well. Uh, and I want to go. Yeah, came out in 1942, so it's a propagandist kind of film, right? It's
okay,
deliberately a propaganda to sort
yeah,
of, morale boosting kind of stuff. However, what it is a sleepy little English village, and it's based on a Graham Greene story. A famous writer of that era,
mm,
who wrote a lot of sort of mystery short stories and long form. And he wrote Brighton Rock, for example. Went the day well, but essentially it's a sleepy little village in Kent or Sussex in South England. Where the war's going on, and there's the home guard in the next village, and all this, that, and the other, and they've got their own little home guard, and there's all this, be careful what you say. Anyway, British army turn up and say, right, we're reinforcing the villages because of invasion, so we're going to be closing these roads and sort of going through drills.
mm,
Turns out it's a German paratrooper that's deliberately isolating this village.
mm,
Presumably, they're doing it in several villages. I don't know. It's not really talked about, but
yeah,
essentially, they're German paratroopers. But they all talk English as if they were English, right?
yeah.
Most of
Kind
them.
of
Some of
stand
them
out a
just don't
bit.
talk. Yeah, some of them don't talk at all. But things keep coming up, which well, that's a bit weird. Like, for example, someone leaves a letter in a vicarage. They have to be billeted in the village, so people, putting them up and stuff like
Mm,
that. And they're kind of a bit rude, right?
yeah,
That's the first, but the villagers, okay, they're army men. But one leaves a note at one place and go collect it. But these guys have been playing cards and writing the scores or money on the back. And when
mm,
when they look at it, oh, that's weird. They've written it in the continental style. They use commas instead of full stops for the numbers. leave it be. One saying, "Oh, don't be silly." They're probably from, because they've been in France, they've just got used to it. They're probably at Dunkirk, all that. And then there's a boy in it who's really nosy. He goes through one's sort of thing when he's unpacking the bags, and he finds a bar of chocolate, but it's written in the German word for chocolate on the bar. So this is anyway. Turns out these are paratroopers, and they are nasty pieces of work. They basically round up the village. Once they get discovered, they round up the village and put them in the church. And they warn them, if anyone doesn't obey our orders, their family will be shot. But they kill some of the home guard coming back. They machine gun them. So there's one man there who's got no more family. They've killed his father, who was in the home guard.
Ooh.
So he volunteers to try and do a rescue thing. But there's one collaborator in the village that no one knows about, and he gets found out. And when the Germans find this out, well, all these villagers are trying to cooperate. They're scared. They're scared people. They're just average people. They're farmers, they're not soldiers in any way. These Germans are like, you disobeyed our orders. And he says, well, he hasn't got any family. So what are you going to do? And he says, pick 5 children. We're going to shoot them at dawn. Right? Then this turns into a horror film, man. These villagers are off the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. My jaw dropped in some of the things that happened in this film. I could not believe it. It was. I'm not surprised that they just become murderous as soon as their children, their community's friends, they become murderous, and it's a shocker. It's a shocker. Yeah. And people are learning how to shoot rifles, and basically they take it to the Germans, right? They take it to these trained sort of paratroopers. And I like at the beginning, he says, welcome here. And he says, there's a video. You see this bloke in the churchyard just talking away, and the camera, and he goes, hello, how are you? And all this. And then he points to this gravestone. Look at this gravestone. 5 German names in an English village. That's odd, isn't it? And he says, well, they wanted to come and take England, but that's the only bit of England they got. And he points to the grave. Oh. That's how it starts. And then, so it ends happily, right? They're kind of reassuring people, I guess. But man, it's off the hook. And I saw it on Talking Pictures TV, and I immediately ordered it on Blu-ray as soon as I watched it. It's like, I want this to have this film to rewatch it at some point, because it's like, honestly, it's not often my jaw drops from watching a film, but it's like I was so surprised. It was strong stuff from 1942. The actual title is from an epitaph, which is "Went the day well, we died and never knew, but well or ill, freedom, we died for you." Is the where the phrase come from? But yes, it was filmed in Buckinghamshire, so. So basically it's a message to say, don't trust anyone that you don't know, right? From essentially. But yeah. Now, it's a bit ridiculous because a group of paratroopers just turn up in Britain and take over one little village. That's not what you do in military things. However, the actual film is off the hook, like startling, because it looks like a sleepy little kind of drama, but man, it changes. Yeah. And, yes, so Went the Day Well. Big recommend. 1942. Black and white, of course.
Yeah. Okay, well, my first of my film block is I got the opportunity to go see in the cinema Jurassic Park, the first one. Now, that's a hell of a film.
Well, that's a Stone Cold classic, right?
Yeah. And if you ever get the opportunity, I do highly recommend it. Because it's one thing to watch it, it's another thing to be able to feel the T-Rex roar.
Sound is... I remember seeing it in the cinema, the sound is so impressive, right? It really leaves an impact. I bet it still looks great, right? Yeah. That's the thing about this film.
You can't see how the sausage is made, really. No. You just can't... It's like, that's just a T-Rex in front of you.
I always forget certain people. I forget, for example, Samuel L. Jackson is in it. And Don Knight, is it Don Knight? Don Knight.
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight, sorry, yeah, he's Don in Officer Don in
Yeah, in
Overall.
Third Rock from the
Wayne
Sun.
Knight. He's such a shit heel as well.
Yeah.
um, well, I don't know. There's much to say other than Stone
Yeah, not
Cold
really.
classic. Would watch again, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they doing that in the cinemas these in the British cinemas. I'm fine. And my local ones, they're re-showing and for films on the anniversaries, and I sometimes look, oh, what's on tonight? And it's like something you didn't want to watch the first time, but
Mm.
some weeks it's like, whoa, I think I'm gonna. For example, my local's got Highlander on Monday
Oh,
night, and I
ooh, no.
might go
You
see
know
that.
what? I don't. That's like one of them I don't think I'd be able to, just because I know at the end you can see the strings on DVD quality.
Yeah, you can
God
see
knows
it.
what you're gonna see on
Oh, I
cinema
went to
quality.
the cinema and I spotted him then, didn't care because it's such an awesome. It's like, what, didn't it win the Oscar for the best film ever once? Oh, am I
I
dreaming?
don't know.
Yeah. I want to go see it. If anything, if nothing else, just to help me continue to wash the memory of Highlander 2 off my brain. Um, yeah. So Jurassic Park, yeah,
Yeah,
might be Spielberg's greatest film, and that's saying a lot, right? Because we got
yeah,
Indiana Jones and things like that. But yeah, what a great film, Jaws,
mm,
but
yeah,
Jurassic Park just totally works, doesn't it?
mm.
And old Jeff Goldblum is amazing.
Yeah. Jeff
Well,
Goldblum
they're all
kind of
great. They're all
cackling
great.
in the corner.
Yeah. He's particularly good though. He's a lot
Yeah.
of fun. Um, okay,
Also,
cool.
yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, also as a side bit, I've also been playing the Jurassic Park games, but not as much. But the recent Park Builder stuff. But it is kind of funny because I the game has like character profiles for all the characters in the Jurassic Park films,
Right.
but they're weirdly mean spirited. Like the picture for Gennaro, the lawyer in the first one, is just a picture of the toilet he dies in. The
What's the
picture
hunter? What's the
the
hunter?
it's that after he gets got, there's like the snake going along the branch, and
Yeah.
the raptor's head. But it's that
Oh wow, that's mean.
picture for Samuel L. Jackson is him turning the power on, and his character dies turning the power on.
Oh
So,
yes, yeah. Okay, cool. It's a
very
great film.
funny.
It
Yeah.
goes. I mean, it's great from minute one, pretty much.
Mm.
Where Sam Neill's terrorizing the snotty kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you forgot the very first part,
Oh well,
which is
yes.
the
Bringing
shoot
the
her,
yes.
shoot her.
Yes, yes, bringing it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. My next one is Fallout, the TV series Fallout on
Mm.
Amazon Prime. Finished season two.
Okay.
I don't. I want to like this show more. I've got to be honest. I'm finding it. I was struggling to get it done. It was kind of
Okay.
okay. Now I don't understand why, because all the elements are really good. I'm not invested in the Fallout game. But I don't think you need to be because it feels like a coherent universe. But there is a bit of what the hell's going on now? Who are these Roman guys? It's all that.
Oh
And
yeah, the
um,
Caesar's Legion. Okay.
however, that
Yeah.
isn't the thing that's put me off. I just feel like not really feeling. I'm not finishing the episode and saying, "Oh, I can't wait to watch the next one." It's like,
Mm.
okay, and turn it off and go and do something else. Um, I'm not sure I'm going to continue, but I probably
Ah.
will. I think I made a mistake watching season one again.
Mm.
I think that might have been the issue, which dragged it about out a bit more because I felt kind of the same as season one, but at the end of it, I was like, "Oh yeah, this looks like it's going to go somewhere really interesting."
Mm.
Um, and there is some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I like a lot of scenes, but the whole thing for me doesn't feel like
Doesn't quite
it doesn't
connect.
grip me, right? I'm
Mm.
like, I look at my phone while it's on because it's a bit. This bit's a bit dull,
Mm.
um, and stuff like that. And also some of the elements of the script, it feels like, well, how did, given because we're seeing a lot of flashbacks, and there's a lot set up in the first episode, and so I keep thinking about, well, how did this in the first episode happened when they knew this? Now we're told they knew this before that. It's like,
Mm.
and things like that. Right? I don't want to go into the details, but yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a bit of that, but I think it's more like because I'm not invested. I'm kind of looking. if you really like the show, you don't care about plot holes, do you? Right?
Hmm.
Um, now, I'm not looking for reasons to shit on it. I just find my mind going that way as I'm watching it, which is not a good
Yeah.
sign, really.
No.
Yeah. How about you? Have you watched any of it?
I've watched the first season. I have not
Okay.
watched the second yet.
Yeah, don't be put off by me because there's quality there. Carl McLaughlin's in it a lot more, so that's kind of cool, right? You're
Okay.
seeing
Yeah.
more about him, and stuff like that. And they've got some amazing de-aging CGI now. I have to tell you, it looks like it's like wow.
Mm.
It's the terrible de-aging CGI we used to have, like in
Yeah.
Tron and things like that. But oh, it's so much better. But yeah, no, not. I mean, it's a 6 out of 10 for me. Let's put it that way. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, back to you.
Okay, so my next one is another film. Me and friends got together and watched the Super Mario movie, the Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo one.
Well, yeah, we've covered it, haven't we?
Yeah, we covered this a while back. Ooh, it's a rough film. It's very
I
strange.
liked it. I
Um,
liked it. I thought it was fun. But yeah, it's a strange film.
yeah,
Especially when you know that old Hopper
yeah, it's
apparently was
basing him on Trump.
Trump from
Yeah,
the 90s, obviously from the 90s, but that just makes it weird.
yeah.
So weird. Is this a lead up to go see the new stuff? Is that
No, it's
why
it's
you're
it's
just fan?
completely unconnected. We just watched it because for nostalgia's sake, really.
Okay.
But
Um,
yeah, we ended up doing this as a double bill with what I'm going to talk about later on.
okay. Did
But
you
yeah,
enjoy it?
yeah,
Let's
it's a
pop it
really
to that.
enjoyable film.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. There's some strange films in the early 90s, but they're still kind of fun mostly,
Mm,
right? Okay, back to me. Mark, I'm going to keep this fairly short. I
mm.
watched the animated Watchmen that came out last year,
Okay,
2025. It's in two parts, part one and part two.
yeah,
Um, it doesn't give me anything new, is what I'll say.
okay,
It was really well done. The animation was great. The script was great. The voice
mm,
work was great. However, to be honest, if I wanted to consume the entire Watchmen, I'd rather read it, right?
okay,
Zack Snyder's version does give you something new, in my opinion. It's kind of
yeah,
visceral and exciting, and there's some great set pieces. One of the great movie opening, credits of all time, in my opinion.
okay,
But this is essentially the graphic novel animated, and that's
okay,
all it is, right? Um,
yeah,
so it's all right, and the voice works really good and stuff. But it was like I was watching and thinking I could be just reading the book, and
mm,
you get a little more out of the book. I don't know why, but you kind of do all the little extra stuff. However, they do
that's
fold in extra stuff like the end credits. There's loads of like spoken stuff over the end credits, which is
mm,
telling you things about the world. You know, whereas in the graphic novel you'd see like newspaper articles that nothing to do with the main story, but setting up the world building, right?
okay,
So yeah, I mean, it was nearly 3 hours, and I'm glad I watched it. But I'll probably only ever, if I want to get back to the Watchmen, I'll probably read the graphic novel rather than
yeah,
watch this. Let's put it that way.
okay,
So I'd give it like 8 out of 10,
mm,
but it just didn't give me anything new. If you've never read the novel, it would be a really good way to what to sorry, novel, graphic novel. It would be a really good way to sort of get into the story. I mean, the way they did Rorschach was great.
mm,
So yeah, but
yeah,
I'm not quite sure why I didn't like it more. Well, I do know what it didn't give me anything new at all.
okay,
Like I knew it. I knew. Maybe I've just read the graphic novel so many times that I
yeah,
just know it backwards. It's like, weirdly, it was written by J. Michael Straczynski, who is
mm,
a great writer. He wrote and created and wrote the Babylon 5, right?
okay,
That
yeah,
guy. And I think he does the odd Doctor Who episode too. And he does
mm,
other odd episodes. I think he may have done one or two Battlestar Galactica reboot, things like that, right?
okay,
But yeah, yeah. So I got no complaints. It's just it didn't give me anything new. Let's put it that
mm,
way. And
okay,
maybe it shouldn't. I mean, maybe it was too faithful for me, but that
yeah,
means for someone else, they're seeing what they should, almost what Alan Moore intended entirely, right?
Ooh, don't say that. Alamo will get you.
Yeah. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, so my last one is another video game adaptation, Street Fighter the movie. The original from the 90s. God, what a series of great performances in a awful, awful movie.
Yeah, I'm getting confused with the other Mortal Kombat. This is the one with Raul Julia, all right?
Yes, this is the one with
And
Raul Julia
and
and the
Kylie and John
yeah,
Claude Van Damme.
yeah,
Again, I like it.
and
I like
the
the movie.
the iconic line of "For you, the day that bison came to your village, was the most important day of your life, but for me, it
It
was
was a
Tuesday."
Tuesday. Yeah. It's kind of a cheesy and terrible line, but it's also quite a great line. It's one of those I can't work
Yeah,
out what it is really.
yeah,
Raul Julia's outfit is ridiculous.
yeah.
I'll say
But yeah,
that, but he's good,
that's
right?
one of the few things that's like video game accurate. That's what
Oh,
M
is it
Bison
right?
wears. And yeah, it's like the premise is basic for anyone that hasn't seen it. I think we did this as well on a podcast. Um, the premise is that a dictator in Southeast Asia has taken over a small nation called Shadaloo, and he's basically ransoming up a huge amount of UN uh, soldiers and civilians.
Yeah,
And he wants like $10 billion by the end of the week, and
yeah,
it the other characters from the game slowly get roped
yeah.
into it. But our two contenders are Raul Julia as M Bison and John Claude Van Damme as I can't remember his name now. Oh dear.
But I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Um,
Yeah.
I find it interesting that they're remaking. There's a new version of this coming out soon, and there's a new version of Mortal Kombat coming out soon.
Hmm.
They've decided to remake those two films and bring them out in the same year. It seems, yeah, just stagger it a bit, guys. Right? um, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. But yeah, really good
Right,
film.
Street
I do
Fighter.
highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. There's a lot of good off the hook '90s movies like of a similar ilk, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see why you did the double bill Super Mario Bros. And Street Fighter.
Hmm.
Seems legit. Seems appropriate.
Yeah.
The only
Another
other
one I
one you could
recommend.
have a triple bill with what is it, Mystery Men or something like that, right?
Yeah, you can hit a lot of like bad 90s video game movies, like the Double Dragon movie, though I haven't watched it recently, is also very funnily bad.
Right.
So yeah, there's a
Okay.
lot.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. Right. Okay. That's quite the comfy chair. We covered
Mm,
I think 18 things there, right?
yeah.
We'll try and do them a little more frequently, maybe. But
Yeah.
we are having such a good time in the Daisy Daisy and the Disney, and we've had some great, just
Great one-offs, yeah.
picks. So we just seem to be just picking good stuff, which means we know
Talk
like
about a lot
so.
of good stuff.
Yeah,
So,
so which means we forget about the comfy chair for a while.
mm,
Once, if we watch something that's like, oh, that wasn't good, then we swerve to a comfy chair. But maybe we
yeah.
try and do a bit more regular. We'll see. Anyway,
Yeah.
cool. Right, I think that winds it up. So bye from me.
Bye.